Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, family, peace, healing, and light, and welcome back to another episode of Healing with Angelica's podcast, where we discuss all things healing. And if you are new to the show, welcome, 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 beautiful souls. On today's episode, we have an amazing, hairologist joining us today, sister. Um, I know I was gonna mess that up. Say that again. How you say your name again? Ama
Sister Aameenah Muhammad.
Aameenah. So you guys, y'all know how I get down. I be messing up on names. I wanted to call her Aameenah. So just remind me is Aameenah, right?
Amina is good. Amina is good. Assalamu alaikum. It's the
All
same
right, all
root. It's the same word. We're not gonna wrangle over pronunciation.
right. All right, yeah, no problem, no problem. Praise be to Allah. We got sister Aameenah Muhammad as we'll be discussing today's topic, nurture your hair, nurture yourself. Sister Aameenah, welcome and thank you so much for joining us today. How are you?
Thank you so much, sister. I am so blessed to be here on your podcast. As you know, I'm a big fan. I love the work that you do. There's not been one podcast that I have watched that I have not learned so much. Not one thing, but the guests that you have on the show have taught me so much. And the energy and spirit that you bring to this platform is refreshing. So thank you for having me.
Oh, wow. So beautiful. Praise be to Allah. It is a blessing and honor to have you on the show. I'm looking forward to discuss today's topic. And for those who may not know who you are, sister, do you mind letting our audience know just a little bit more about you?
So I am first and foremost a follower of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad under the guidance of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Allah bless me in that way. I am also a mother, a homeschooling mother. For all intent and purposes of this podcast, I am a licensed pharmacy technician as well as a longtime study student of holistic health. And I recently was inspired to write a book, a natural hair care book.
Yes, yes, praise be to Allah, which is what we're going to be discussing today. Now, let's get started on today's episode. Nurture your hair, nurture yourself. And please, for my audience today, do not hesitate to put any question you may have for our guest, Sister Aameenah, in the comment section below, right? So, on today's episode titled Nurture Your Hair, Nurture Yourself, Sister Aameenah will be unlocking the cherished secrets of natural hair care for women of color through her book, Natural Hair Care Secrets, discovering how nurturing your hair naturally and in the right way can empower your beauty and your soul, right? So that brings me to my first question for you, Sister Aameenah, right? You talk about this book, right? You did give us just a little bit of insight of what inspired you to write the book. But do you mind just going a little bit in depth as to what inspired you to write the book, Natural Hair Care Secrets? And also, what do you hope the readers will get out of the book?
Okay, so that's a big question, right?
I can break it.
This book is, no, I got you. I'm with
Okay.
you. So this book is a small fraction of what I have learned in my natural hair care journey. But this book started when I was a young child. When I was a little girl, my mom, she had 3 daughters, but she was not the best at hairstyles. And I can remember being getting my hair done by my mother, and I would have one plait going north by north, and then the other plait would be going like southwest by and I would just cry and cry. My mother would leave for work, and my older sister, who's 2 years older than me, she would do my hair. She would have to do my hair after my mom left for me to be happy going to school, right? So my natural hair care journey started as a child. I have not always been natural. As a teenager, I got the Jerry curl. You might not know what that is, the scary curl. I had the perm, the relaxers. So I can remember many, many, many days of tears, not knowing how to manage my hair minus chemicals or minus relaxers. And this book is actually a guidebook for any woman. And also, the brothers can use some of the DIYs. It's a book with formulas in it, natural hair formulas that are gentle on the hair and the scalp, and that can help us restore the vitality to our hair that really nature intended.
Beautiful, beautiful. So you talked about just a little bit about the old school hairstyles, right? And even with those hairstyles, you have to use chemicals, right? I'm pretty sure with the Jerry curl and the I know when I was younger, my mom did put relaxers in my hair, perms in my hair when I was younger. However, as I grew up, I decided to. I think I stopped when I was what 17, putting chemicals in my hair. After learning just the harmful effects of the chemicals in some of the hair care products. So I just want to ask, like, why is it so important that we acquire knowledge about the certain type of chemicals in these hair care products?
Okay, and I thank you for sharing a part of your hair care story. As Black women in particular here in the United States, a lot of us have some hair care drama. That's the one thing that I realized with this book. I began to reflect while I took a couple of months to write the book. And I thank Allah for number one, my mother, my grandmother, and my children, because my children were very patient with me. I spent a lot of time in reflecting, and I went back to some of my hair care situations, right? Dramas, right? And so I didn't stop using chemicals completely in this journey. But I started primarily when I began studying the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Natural beauty is something that the MGT and GCC in particular hold fast to. Allah God is the author of beauty, and the closer we get to Allah in our submission through the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the more beautiful, no matter if our hair is short, long, thick, thin, we reflect a beauty that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said is indescribable. So with this book, it is not anti-chemical per se. I consider it a guidebook that is for those who may want to know about some healthier alternatives. We're in Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and there are many articles that can be Googled that reveal the connection to the chemicals in Black hair care products in particular, and the increased risk of breast cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And many of us grew up, using relaxers and perms, and some of us still do. However, the hidden hand and the hidden reality of how some of these products disrupt our hormones. Many of these products cause biochemical reactions that increase, according to the articles, increase the risk of breast cancer.
Mm. Wow, wow. Praise be to Allah. I'm glad that you mentioned that. I think with just us just being in this type of society where you see a lot of women, especially young women like myself, who, I mean, we all do. We all care about our hair. We want to look good. We want to look nice. And, we really care about how our hair looks at times, but not actually thinking so much about the type of things that we put on our hair and how some of these things that we put on our hair can cause some disruption in our hormones, right? Sometimes, like, I had a sister Dr. Oh my gosh, I just had her on my show. Forgot
Dr.
her name.
Christina.
Yep, there she go. Parks. Dr. Parks had her on my show. After before this show, and she did talk just a little bit about how some of the women hair care products and how it's harmful for the given endocrine disruptor. So just understanding that and knowing that, because it's not in the surface of us, we don't see these things affecting us right now, right? And who would think that chemicals and or even just hair products in general will cause that type of effect on us as women, right? So I'm glad that you did bring that up. Now, I just have a question just about it. And if you guys have any questions about my sister's ebook, any questions in depth about it, please put your comments in the section. Put your question in the comment section below. So when it comes to just our culture and our heritage, and again, I know my sister said at the bottom, we're not colored women, we're as Asiatic Black women, in which, yes, sister, we are. But for those who don't know that, I'm referring to us as colored women. So for us as colored women, with us having this heritage around just our hair, what do you believe, or how do you believe our culture, heritage of hair has influenced the way that we take care of our hair?
Whew, sis. That's a beautiful question, because if we took 100 Black women and asked them how many of them have been called names, say negative names based on their hair, like your nappy hair, or that kitchen in the back, or there's so many stereotypes that come with that come with having natural hair in America. And
Mm.
but if we look at other ethnicities and other races and other groups of people, no matter where they are on earth, how many of those races or groups of people have to actually fight to have a law to wear their natural hair? Think
Mm.
about that. Where else but in the United States of America in particular does any group, specific ethnic group, have to fight, protest, and demand that they wear their hair in its natural state?
Mhm.
Right? So there's so many negative stereotypes to us in particular having or displaying our natural hair. And the question I had to ask when writing the ebook is why?
Mm.
Why are we punished, berated, and mocked for having natural hair?
Mm. And honestly, it just takes me back to, like, you saying that question. It just takes me back to us just not valuing and knowing ourselves, right? And it also takes me just with just being a part of the nation, me being fairly new. I'm 2 years in now. Woo woo. 2 years in the
Praise be
nation
to
now.
Allah. Allah
Allahu Akbar. And
Akbar.
honestly, I can say, like, me being a young girl, going back in my old pictures, I was weaved out. I put the weave all in my head, all that extra stuff. But it wasn't until I learned about myself and learned my value and appreciated my hair for the texture that it is, that I took better care of it, right? And honestly, with us, being in a nation and us knowing that we have to cover our hair, not saying it's neglecting our hair, because we don't want to neglect our hair as MGTs, right? We still got to take care of what's underneath the hood, right? But because of that, it kind of makes me not too much, I guess, not say don't care again, but not too much worried about, you know, what anyone says about my hair. Like, I appreciate my hair, I love my hair, and I care about my hair. And I think that's also um, I believe will answer that question too, just like as far as like why do we feel this way about our hair? Why do we look at ourselves like this? Because our hair is a certain texture, and we buy these weaves that has that's silky as the non-colored people's hair, because we want it to be like that, but not appreciating the texture of our hair now. So praise be to Allah. I love that, sister. So I have another question for you.
May
And
I
again,
say something?
yeah, go ahead.
May I speak? So when I started my natural hair care journey, I've gone through, one of the reasons I wrote the book is because I've gone through every phase possible in the 30, I believe it's 30 to 32 years, right? So I had natural hair and it was really short. Then I let it grow. I've had locks twice. I've had a couple of relaxers twice. I've sat in a ethnic salon and had the blowout where it's a big poof of smoke, a big cloud of smoke coming out of my hair. I have experienced the whole gamut. And that's where, when I wrote the book, Natural Hair Care Secrets, I wanted to be sensitive to everyone reading the book. I've had weaves. I got a wig right in my closet right now, right? So I have caniculon hair in the closet in case I want braids. So we like versatility, a little spice, right? Variety, spice brings variety, right? Or variety brings a little spice to life. So it's okay, in my opinion, for us to express ourselves through, in that way. But this book is a guidebook for when you take that wig off or you take that weave off, or you look in the mirror and you're like, I can't manage my hair. There are recipes in this book that is going to soften your hair, actually, and you will think you had a perm. There are recipes in this book that's going to treat the dandruff, right? So our hair is not all flaky. Now, when it comes to what you said, many years I had the faithful rubber band, the office rubber band. I would throw my hair in a rubber band, not realizing how I was damaging it, right? Because my hair would not grow past a certain threshold, even though I was natural. I would take that black protein gel, a little bit of petroleum grease, some blue, I don't want to say the name, but and slick it back with that hard, cheap plastic brush and throw that faithful rubber band, old faithful rubber band in my hair, and put my drape scarf on, right? So in the last, say, 3 to 5 years, I got rid of the rubber bands, right? And I replaced them with something. I have some here, something soft. These soft, elastic ties are much better for our hair. It definitely reduces breakage. And my hair, actually, our hair grows about 6 inches per year. The average person, unless you have a condition, a medical condition. However, I didn't know how to maintain my hair and stop it from breaking, because good old faithful rubber bands and lack of quality care, things I didn't know about. So in the book, there's a list. There's a chart. There's several charts. There's a chart that gives suggestions on quality care, what tools to use. Throw away those rubber bands, replace them with the scrunchies. Throw away the hard brush, replace it with the soft brush, as I showed on one of my videos. A horsehair brush. This is knowledge that we had this knowledge prior to being brought here, but we were deprived of this knowledge. And now today you have several black owned hair care companies that are not owned by black people and have actually switched formulas. Once many of the black owned hair care companies sold to non-black owned entrepreneurs, they switched many of the formulas. So we're brand loyal, of course. At Human Nature is we're brand loyal, but we don't realize that the formulas have been changed.
Mm. And I seen that big old brush. Is that a soft brush? The
Yes,
horse
it
brush
is.
you
It is
had?
very soft. It was actually a FOI who was a good friend of mine, brother friend. He was like my god brother. I texted him one day. I said, "What? I need my hair conditioned." I said, my hair, no matter what products I use, after a day or two, it's always dry. And he said, get a horsehair brush. I went right on Amazon and it was actually a set. This brush is so soft. And once you begin to use this brush, it conditions your hair. It's moving the dandruff off the scalp. Yes, write that down. Take them notes. Get your horsehair brush set. This is what we need on our hair, no matter the texture. And even if your hair is thin, it's not harsh, it's not hard pulling, it's very gentle on the hair.
Mm, that's cool. I like to know that. Super cool. So I want to know,
Wow.
like, I know that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, really nurtured us as MGTs, right? And just gave us just our look and everything. I wanted to know, a sister did mention to me, but I've never heard of anything that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad ever said about just our hair. Would you know anything that he has said to us about our hair care? I did hear something about how we should brush our hair like 100 times a day. Is that true?
Yes, I have been told that as well. I'm sure there are sisters in, especially some of the major cities who are 40 years, plus in the nation that will have, excuse me, those exact quotes. But I have been told that we should brush our hair at least 100 strokes a day. I can tell you, when using this horsehair brush, you're going to want a brush that's so natural to use. And brushing my hair used to feel like a task. I couldn't stand it. I didn't have time for it. But when you use this the horsehair brushes, it's so gentle. I don't use detangling brushes. I have them in case I need them, but I don't use detangling brushes. I usually detangle my hair when it's wet with my fingers, as our hair is more gentle than we realize.
Mhm.
And so I try to treat my hair and my daughter's hair like I would treat a newborn baby, very gently. But I have been told at least 100 strokes a day. But I can tell you, you will fall in love with a horsehair brush, and it will be so natural to brush. And it's not a task. It's truly not a task.
Listen, my sister done already spilled the beans. Go ahead and get y'all a horsehair brush, okay? This is one of the top secrets in that book that y'all gonna need to get, and we're gonna talk about a little bit
Yes,
more, right? Okay? Listen, I'm super excited we talking about this. You see me, I'm taking notes. I take notes on all my shows, so I'll be going back taking notes. But just
I take
understand.
notes on some of your shows. I take notes on some of your shows.
Yes, okay. Praise be to Allah. Just understanding that in general is like so important. Like I believe like with time, and maybe you can just talk a little bit about it. Maybe that's your personal, that can be like, I don't know if that's something personal to you. However, I did notice with time, um as I got older, my hair texture has changed, right? It's became more softer. Um, and I think when I was younger, it was I'm my mom on the show. I see you, mom. Go ahead, let them know. Was it more thinner or was it? I think my hair was a little bit more thinner when I was younger or thicker. However, as time went on, I noticed the different change in my hair, right? And when I stopped using relaxers, I completely stopped doing relaxers. Haven't had a relaxer in decades, right? I just realized just if I was to take better care of my hair, then I can have a better outlook on just how my hair is. Like I appreciate my natural hair. But I also think too that, my diet kind of played a part in the way that my hair is. So do you think that one's diet is important when it comes to, the health of your hair?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. As we know that what we eat, the vitamins, minerals, nutrients, what we eat is reflected in it's in our bloodstream, right? And then our hair. which grows from our scalp, which comes from the blood, right, which goes into the bone marrow. All of these things are connected. So the ebook, Natural Hair Care Secrets, it contributes to the holistic approach of taking that we have really about our lives in general. So, a couple of important nutrients that we should definitely have, and I am a licensed pharmacy technician. However, I do have a disclaimer in the book because when speaking on such a prestigious platform as this, or just giving out information to the public in mass, there's always going to be a disclaimer because each individual may have an underlying health condition, a dominant health condition that they're managing. They may be on medication. They may have a certain set of circumstances that the information that I'm sharing may not, it may be in conflict with. So you always want to check with your healthcare provider. And I have some warnings in the book with a few of the elements, just to make sure if you're on certain medications, you might not want to use these products at that time. But yes, nettle, which is an herb, and it can be used externally or internally. Nettle has a lot of iron in it, and it is very good. Some people call it stinging nettle. It's in the book. I have a recipe for hair teas. I have hair teas, hair masks, and hair oils in the book. And so you can use nettle externally on your hair, or you can drink nettle tea, and that will help. There's silica in nettle, as well as horsetail. That's another herb that is in the book. There's a tea recipe in the book for that. And when I say tea, I mean a hair tea. But you know, if you don't have health conditions that would be adverse to these items, you can sip on tea. If you drink tea in the morning, say a cup of green tea, drop a little nettle leaf in your cup. I have a cup of tea waiting for me right now, and I have some rosemary, which is very good. Actually, rosemary is used often in the hair care industry. I put rosemary in my tea and drink it. I also put it in my hair teas. So
Ooh.
nutrition, yes, you are on point with that. Nutrition is very key.
I love that. That is so cool. Okay. I wrote that down. What's your name? Okay, yeah.
And can
So
I
y'all
just
make sure
say,
y'all taking these notes too. But we gonna get to this book. And if you guys listen, if you guys been enjoying this episode just as well as I have, please, 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 please show your support by donating today by texting the word donate to 937-313-2466. And if you are enjoying all of the broadcasts here on CTGB Network, please show your support as well. Information to donate will be shown on your screen below. I love you all. Now let's get back to today's episode. Nurture your hair, nurture yourself with Sister Aameenah Muhammad. Praise be to Allah. All right, so this is so cool. So as we're talking about all these good things about hair, right? I love hair and love talking about hair. What would a daily hair care routine look like? Like, what should someone do, like, on a daily when it comes to their hair? Because me, I won't do nothing to my hair. I won't comb it. It'll just be in this bun all day. Even to tomorrow.
So I have to tell you the truth. I'm still working on my daily hair care routine as well. I haven't mastered it. I'm a student just like you. That's the first part. I like that question because I encourage the readers in the book to start with a hair care journal. And that hair care journal could be just a notebook, a regular notebook. And you want to chart your habits when it comes to your hair. You definitely want to, at the end of the night, at least get that brushing in, like we said that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us to do. We want to brush our hair. If we're having our hair styled, you know, we want to use our bonnet, right? Our silk or satin bonnet, not outside, not in the airport, you know, not at the grocery store.
You know they're gonna do it too, sis.
Yes, we want to use that silk or satin bonnet. We can go ahead and while we might love our linen or our Egyptian cotton pillowcases, right? We want to use a satiny or silk pillowcase or satiny or silk pillowcase cover, and that helps to prevent that breakage while we're resting. We don't want the cotton to dry out our ends because our ends are very, very tender. And a lot of times, if we go to a stylist, particularly with natural hair, I've gone to stylists and they've been so mad at me because my hair was natural and it takes a little bit more time. And it actually takes somewhat of a different knowledge to be able to maintain natural hair. And they would say, oh, they want to cut off 2 and 3 inches. No, you're not cutting off 2 or 3 inches of my hair. I'm going to need you to lightly dust. A good cosmetologist once told me, you lightly dust. You can dust my ends. And she said, in 6 more weeks, you come back and dust again. And what the dusting or the trimming, if necessary, does is it encourages growth. If you've ever grown a plant or you've grown a vegetable, right? You want to prune those dead leaves off of that plant or vegetable, and that leaves room for the root of the plant to use the energy, right, and the nutrients to go to more life on the plant. The hair works this same way. It's the same science behind it.
That makes so much sense. Why they be doing that to us? So they be trying to cut off like 5 inches. I'm like, hold on. I know my ends ain't that. Golly. Oh, well, I love it. I love it. Praise be to Allah.
We about to fight up in here. It's like we can ready to fight. You are not cutting off 5 inches of my
And you know how we are, just as women, like we love our hair. So that's war.
Yes, ma'am.
You know? So so now when it comes to nurturing our hair, right? How does nurturing our hair contributes to our self-love?
So, nurturing our hair, because there's so many historical implications and also stereotypes with um, our hair, the length of our hair, the texture of our hair, and our identity. It's important to us. The most important aspect in life is to nurture our souls and to nurture our connection with Allah God, the supreme being. That is so important. And nurturing our hair as women, it's just nature. It's natural. It's just like if you've ever seen like a animal, like a cat or a dog, right? And they're like, what do you call those stray? Like a stray animal. Like this dog is mad. Something is wrong with this dog. Taking care of our hair leads to overall condition of the body. It's not a good sight to see. But nurturing ourselves mentally and spiritually and is I think it's a part of that grooming, taking care of ourselves. It reflects our connection to Allah God, and it reflects our value for ourselves, but nurturing it in the right way, right? Because many of us grew up going to the hair salon every week, every other week, not knowing that the chemicals, or the products, not all hair care products are harmful to the body, but not knowing that many of the products were subpar or they were harmful to us. So we were taking care of ourselves. We made sure we looked good. We got our hair pressed. I had the scalp burns. Okay, thinking my hair was on fire. When they pressing it, we did all of that, thinking that we're nurturing our hair or we're doing self-care. But I just wanted to write this book to take it to another level of nurturing our hair, because I wanted to know what I was using, what essential elements I'm using. I know how they're put together. I know that there aren't harmful disruptors in my hair care products that I make in my kitchen. That's why I'm sitting in my kitchen, because hair care really, if you're buying it from the store, the products, which is fine, they start in a lab. Your kitchen is your lab in your home. So I start mixing in my home. So here, just really quickly, here's a jar. This is aloe powder, right? And it's aloe powder, castor oil, and distilled water. And we'll get to that a little bit. But we definitely want to talk about the water, the quality of the water we are using. A lot of times, the products we're using on our hair, the quality of the water have a lot to do with the outcome of our hair, just like our food.
Wow. I believe that. Because I was thinking too, like, with knowing that there is also chemicals in the water, because we typically, we probably, going to the sink to wash our hair, or we washing our hair in the shower. The water is, for one, it's drying to the skin. So I can only imagine how it is when we're using this water, and I believe it's drying our hair out. That's what I believe. So being
Yes,
able to, yeah.
yes, ma'am. Mhm.
With,
It's
mhm,
stripping the natural oils.
mhm.
It's stripping the natural oils off of our hair strands. And so I poured some water. I usually use distilled water, but for the most part, I actually boil my water before I make a hair rinse or a hair mask. I boil it, and I might use, like I said, some rosemary, or here I have some curry leaf. I'll make a hair tea and then mix whatever I'm going to mix, or I just use the tea and rinse my hair. And this is not all the time, because I still run my hair. If I'm getting myself together, I'm still going to, wet my hair. And I wet my hair just about every day, actually.
Mm.
But I use distilled water. And a lot of the pipes, the plumbing systems, and a lot of the states, we already know about the lead crisis in the plumbing system. If you have a more modern home, you may live in an area where I live, the water is very hard. When I moved to this area, I'm like, why is my skin white when I get out the shower? And a native here said, yes, our water, right? It's like, no, this water is rough, right? So when I started using a hair tea, at the time, I think my first tea, this recipe isn't in a book, but I think I took like some carrots, right? Boiled them and then strained the water and used the carrot water for the nutrients in it. If you go, and this is just a side note, if you go into a hair care store, particularly in the Black neighborhoods, you'll see they'll say, oh, this has carrot oil, or this has that. Or so where are they getting these things from? They propose to be getting them from carrots, right? So what's wrong with just taking some carrots and boiling them and using the water in your hair? It's just like a no-brainer almost. And instead of me paying $5 for something that literally I can 75 cents, you can get a bag of carrots for like $1 and something,
Yeah.
$2, and boil. And then I usually, if when you begin to get into the recipes, I recycle jars. So this is some green tea. It's distilled water, and I put these tea bags in it. Just before the show, I wanted to demonstrate. I like to
Yeah.
show. I'm a lab person, so demonstration is good. So I have some green tea bags in here. Now I could use this evening. I could put it in a misting spray bottle on my hair and just kind of, just to get some moisture in there. Or I can mix this in the aloe or in one of the masks and just apply it to my hair.
Mm. That is so cool. Thank you for the demonstration, girl. We need it. We need to see all of that. I definitely can't wait to use it. Like,
You're welcome,
all those
sis.
secrets and tips that you have in that book. Praise be to Allah. So we're gonna go ahead and end the show. But I have one more question, and then we're gonna go into your ebook here shortly. So, what advice would you give to those struggling, struggling with their natural hair journey and are feeling discouraged?
So I've been in that struggle many, many times. I've been in that seat many times. First off, understand that your value comes from your connection to Allah, first and foremost. Second thing, know that Allah God has created this planet and has put so many natural elements on this planet for all of our ailments, okay, or for all of our conditions or all of our situations. The next thing to do is to check your diet, make sure that you're eating and getting the nutrients that you and your healthcare practitioner know that you need. Make sure there's no underlying conditions or circumstances. And then the last thing is to get that ebook and put that code in that I gave you for your viewers, which is HWA, Healing with Angelica. When you purchase the ebook, it is for download. It's not a physical book. You can print it out, at your own discretion, but you will literally get the link emailed to you instantly. And it's very visual, very beautiful book, and you can use it. And with that ebook, it's going to take you step by step. It mentions the conditions, whether you have dandruff, whether your hair needs detangling. You use one of the recipes. Start with one recipe. Start with one condition. Right there it is. Very good. That looks beautiful. Do not do like your YouTuber. I've watched hundreds and hundreds of YouTube hair videos for many years. Okay. You do not have to get 10 different things and put it on top of your hair. Put it in your hair. You don't
Mm.
have to blend apples and put it in your hair. Okay. Look, it's very easy. We're not doing the okra. We're not doing any of that. We are using something as simple as powdered aloe, a tea, and a little bit of castor oil. We're keeping it very simple. And when I tell you the results are amazing, know where you are in your journey, know why you want to be on that journey, and stick to the journey. Get your routine. Keep your journal or keep notes in your phone, on your iPad, whatever you need to do to chart your course and write how you feel. Write how you feel.
I love that, sis. Yes. And I'm glad that you said that because honestly, when you really think about it, we are our own healers. We are our own doctors, and we can really, really nurture ourselves back to health just as well as we can nurture our hair back to good health. So sometimes let's be a little bit careful, all
Yes.
these YouTube gurus telling you to put trillions of things together. Because also I believe, we're also, each of us are different.
Can
So yeah,
I?
what you about to say?
I just wanted to say, yes, ma'am. For many, many years, like I use, and I'm not adverse to using shea butter. I use coconut oils. I use, and my sister told me she had tried an oil that she had an allergic reaction to, because we, our family, sometimes we have reactions to certain, like fruits and other things of that nature. And I told her, I said, I only mentioned three oils in the book. And I mentioned suggested using these three oils because I feel like it was a good starting point for us. But also they're not heavy. I used to get up and I have a big giant oil stain like on the back of the car, the headrest on the car, on my pillowcase, and with these recipes and the solutions that I put in there, you're not going to have all of that. And I'm so relieved because headpiece be stained, just that heavy oil or that greasy oil, it's not permeating the hair shaft as it should. So I only suggested for this book three oils, and there's 19 recipes that you can use regularly, day in, day out, year in, year out. And again, Healing with Angelica, HWA. When your viewers order it, please put promo code HWA so that we can bless our sister for allowing us to come talk about the book.
Yes, yes, absolutely. You guys see it. It's scrolling down the screen right now. Get this book right now. 50% off. Support my sister for one. And for two, go ahead and get this good education about your hair. Because we know at the end of the day, we need to know this. We got to get rid of all these chemicals in the store. We gotta go back. We gotta go back to our nature. Go back to what we have here actually in nature that can help grow our hair. So be sure to what I'll do is I have the link. It will be in the comment section after the show. I'm not able to do it right now, but I will put the link for you to go and purchase the ebook. And when you guys purchase the ebook, again, it's 50% off. Make sure y'all put in code HWA, which of course is Healing with Angelica. So you got till now, till 30 days. Now to 30 days. That's what, December 24th, 25th. What's the day? The 24th. Yep, December 24th.
November. It's
No,
gonna
is it
be
November?
November.
Ah,
Yes.
look, I'm giving y'all 60 days. Oh. Yes, praise be to Allah, sis. Oh my God, this show was amazing. I just want to say thank you so much, sis, for joining us to discuss this well needed topic. Nurture yourself, nurture your hair. Also, I'd like to thank my amazing audience and Healing Tribe for joining us today. I pray that this episode was informative, valuable, and of course, and always healing to you all. Also, be sure to share, like, follow, and subscribe so you won't miss out on any upcoming episodes on any of your favorite podcast station. CTG broadcast on YouTube. Don't forget about the CTG family, y'all. And Healing with Angelica on Facebook and YouTube. Now I had to take a screenshot of the YouTube channel. I need y'all to get my subscription, y'all. Y'all can't really see it. But I need y'all to get my subscriptions up, y'all. Go ahead and make some noise and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Healing with Angelica. We talk about all things healing and so much more. Also, if you are ready to start your healing journey and don't know where to start, Healing with Angelica is here for you and ready to assist you on your journey. So today with me, you can book a one-on-one you can start my one-on-one, the Healing Journey program by texting the word ready to 937-313-2466. Also, those who have not been able to have the opportunity to speak with me, you are able to get a free 15-minute consultation call just to see if you are, interested and really ready to start the healing journey. Within that, you will get a free The Healing Journey checklist, which will also guide you on your healing journey. And also be sure to join our Healing Tribe merch, right? We got all the merch right now going on, different color, different sizes, different things to choose from. I know it's kind of getting cold out here, so make sure y'all get the long sweaters and hoodies as we got. Also, we have some mugs as well. And also me representing the Healing Tribe. You see right there. Hey girl, how you doing? Yes, yes, yes. Praise be to Allah. So if you guys are interested in the merch and want to join the Healing Tribe, text TRIBE to 937-313-2466. Also, you guys, my new ebook is out. You guys, don't forget, my new ebook Thrive is now available for purchase directly through me or on Amazon. So if you are ready to learn how to reconnect with self and reconnect with God, get your copy today by texting the word Thrive to 937-313-2466. All right, Sister Aameenah. Hope I got it right. Before we end today's show, do you have any closing remarks for our audience today? Please give us some closing remarks, sis, because this was such a beautiful, well-informed show today.
Thank you. I want to thank you again and actually thank Closing the Gap Network. It's such a beautiful platform and it's very it's top quality. Every program that I have ever watched on Closing the Gap is top quality. So I want to thank you and thank Closing the Gap for allowing me these few words. But our healing begins with our connection to Allah and our dedication to ourselves.
Mm.
That's it. And get the ebook. And don't forget to mention Healing with Angelica. Thank you, sister.
Yes, yes, yes. Praise be to Allah. Oh, so beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me today. And again, before I end today's show, I'm going to go ahead and put this up one more time. Listen, go ahead and get this ebook. Such a beautiful, beautiful, well written ebook. Great ingredients. Great everything is in this book. Okay. So if you are ready to start your natural hair care journey and don't know where to start, Natural Hair Care Secrets is just for you, right? Code Healing with Angelica. Get 50% off the book starting today up till the I keep want to say November 24th. So, all right, you guys, I love you all. I pray this episode was, again, informative and helpful to you all. May Allah God continue to bless you all. And we leave you guys as we came. Assalamu alaikum. Peace, healing, and light.
Thank you, sister.
Thank you.